Let me see if I get this thing to work. Sorry, bear with me a moment. I'm not the. Oh, okay, good. Well, it's working. All right, sehr gut. All right, so we're gonna get right into it here. Don't want to perform for the camera. I'll try not to here. So go ahead, get comfortable in your chair. Very first thing we're gonna do, of course, is take 5 deep breaths and then let go of each breath with a ah, sigh it out. Do that 5 times on your own. Oh, yeah. Ah, ah. One more time. Ah, all right. And I hope you can feel that release. That's all about getting your nervous system into the parasympathetic side, rest and digest. Well, now turn the attention inwards. I mean, there's this false belief that so much of life happens outside, but you take 3 friends to a movie, you're going to get 4 different opinions of the movie, yours and the 3 different opinions of your 3 friends. So tune in right here. Notice your body as it is. And are you comfortable in this moment? If you're not, make an adjustment. And well, if there is no way you could adjust what is out of comfort for you, well, then it becomes a matter of the mind here. So notice the mind, notice the way it passes, but don't get involved in it. Don't just believe everything your mind says. It's like that old bumper sticker I always bring up. Don't believe everything that you think. Just watch the landscape as it passes, but don't get involved. I'll be quiet for 1 minute. Don't mind me. I'm going to set up some background music over this minute. But over the course of this minute for you, just let your body relax. And if your mind starts to wander about incessantly, be aware of observe the passing mind, but do your best to not get involved. I'll be quiet now for 1 minute. This opening part, when we talk about yoga, this is the deeper aspect of yoga, so to speak. Are you able to sit still in an empty space without having to run away in the mind? Are you able just to be present? I mean, that's what we're really going towards ultimately in this practice. I'm not there yet. I'm still learning, but hopefully I could help you in the same way here. So anyhow, start to breathe a little deeper, start to wiggle through your fingers and your toes. Eventually, give yourself a good morning stretch of your own making. And don't copy the way I do it, because I'm doing it wrong. Find your way to do it, so to speak. Yeah. Yeah, one thing I always encourage students to let go of to the best of their ability. Don't worry about doing it right. Do it as wrong as possible. If you ever worked with children, you already know that if you ask the kids to raise their hand to give you an answer, none of them are going to raise their hand unless they know they have the right answer. And then they go, oh, but give me the wrong answer. That's how I used to tutor kids back in the day. So anyhow, once you've given yourself a good stretch of your own making, let's get ourselves breathing deep. So sitting up straight and tall, one hand to the belly, one hand to the chest. Once you got that, well, you start off by exhaling all the way out. Draw your belly in. And then as you inhale, puff out the belly, rib cage, clavicles. As you exhale, contract clavicles, rib cage, belly. And keep going now. Inhale from the bottom to the top and exhale top to bottom. Yeah, good. Now I'm going to be quiet for 1 minute. Over the course of the minute, keep the breath strong, keep the mind focused on the breath, and if it helps you, count to 3 as you breathe in and 5 as you breathe out. I'll be quiet now for 1 minute. Another 30 seconds of this breath. Keep it up, but relax the muscles which are unnecessary. So soften your jaw, soften your shoulders. Only use the muscles which are necessary for the task at hand. And after you've exhaled again, you're going to lower your hands down. And of course, we always start with a little bit of a spine and back warm up. So, starting off sitting up straight and tall, you don't lean back into the chair for this part. You're going to inhale the heart forward, exhale your heart in, and keep going in that manner. Inhale, open, exhale, close. And then as you do this, so to speak, this is where the yoga is at. You know, what muscles are moving what. You don't need to know the names as long as you can feel the function. That's all that matters here. Perfect. And we'll say about 5 more sets of opening and closing. All right, one more time. And then once you've closed down again, you're going to come back to center. And then we're just going to go from side to side. Exhale, side, inhale, center, exhale, side, so on and so forth. And move with the breath as if you are the windsock and your breath is the wind. Exhale, side, inhale, center. Now, of course, if your shoulders are in pretty good shape, you could bring the arms into this by bringing them up by the ear. But a quick thing about bringing in the arms, if having the arms up causes your head to slouch, then leave them out because posture is more important than bringing in the arms. So make sure that you're looking forward. The only way you're looking down at the floor is if you're walking. You don't want to trip over your own feet. So keep that in mind. Check yourself. Make sure you're not looking down, but looking straight ahead. I'll go about maybe 3 more sets, right to left. Good. Yeah, and as many of you know from coming to my classes, that's one of my biggest things is just trying to get people to stop doing this. You look downstairs around the track, for some reason everybody finds the floor more interesting than what's in front of them. Don't do that. You keep doing that, you'll keep doing that. So after the next time you get to the left side, you'll come on back to center. Once you come back to center, well, let's take care of that neck. From here, you're going to interlace the fingers behind the head. Bring those elbows back, heart forward like you're just resting on the beach. And we'll just give this about 5 to 6 breaths. Yeah, these neck exercises are real short. All right, now this is one of the few times I'm going to have you bring the head forward. If there's any neck issues, leave the arms out. But if your neck is in good shape, you can keep the hands there and we bring the chin down towards the chest and bring the elbows towards one another. But please do remember, any cervical issues, just leave the arms out of it. Give that just 5 breaths. Yeah. And continue to breathe deep. All right, and then after the next breath, we do the sides. So right ear to right shoulder. If you want more, the right hand would go to the left side of the head. If you still want more, you're reaching down to that left arm. So we get the stretch on the left side of the head there. Yeah, perfect. We'll give that about 15 seconds. All right, one more breath. And then we go to the other side, left ear, left shoulder, left hand to the right side of the head. And well, if you want more, you're bringing that right arm down as if you're holding a heavy suitcase to increase the stretch on the right side of the neck. Good. All right, after your next breath, release that. And next we move to shoulders. So just rolling these shoulders up, back, and down. And just like before, if you want more, you could bring the elbows into it. And as long as there aren't any major issues in the shoulders, you could bring the full arm into it, like you're doing a backstroke. Yeah, good. And the ideal would be that eventually we mimic the movement of like one of those high school softball players, the pitcher, how they're just kind of rolling that arm around. Well, that's what we're going towards. Doesn't mean you have to get there today. All right. We'll give this about three more sets. Right shoulder, left shoulder, thrice more. All right. And then after that third set, you lower the arms down. We're just going to go through the standard flow today. The next one is going to be the belly dance movement. So you find your floating ribs and you just start to roll from the middle, from the thoracic spine. Yeah, perfect. We'll go about for just 20 to 30 seconds in each direction. Like two more circles. And then after you've done two, switch direction, roll it the other way. All right, two more circles. And then after you've done those two, of course, we got to get to that area between the shoulders. So you're going to release the arms from the sides of the body, but bring them in front of you now. Right arm is underneath the left arm. You could either choose to hug yourself with the left elbow on top, or if you could handle more here, if it's possible, the right hand goes to the face, left arm coils. Just make sure the left elbow stays on top. Ah, good. And then about seven circles in each direction, either eagle arms or hugging yourself. Perfect. All right, and then after the next circle or two, just simply switch directions. All right, wonderful. So after your next circle, you're going to bring those elbows down to the lower part of your sternum or the upper part of your belly. You round the back around the arms and breathe into the space between the shoulders. Every inhale you take, you get a little stretch in that trapezius muscle, erector spinae, perhaps the rhomboids. Once again, the names don't matter so much as long as you can feel it there. Just one more breath. And then you roll on up, release the arms, and then we're going to interlace the fingers behind us here, or hold on to the back of the chair. Now, once you've done that, you roll those shoulders back, your heart is forward, and perhaps you sway it out a little bit here. See what feels good. As long as we got those shoulders back and down, we're doing fine. So ideally, this movement is meant to correct kyphosis. Kyphosis in the spine would look kind of like that. So that's why I'm trying to get your shoulders out of the way. Because you all have necks, and I want to make sure we preserve the fact that we have necks. Let's do three more breaths here. All right, and then after that third breath, you release the arms, shake them out, and well, we got to do the other side inevitably. So arms come back out in front. Left arm is underneath the right, so try to keep your right elbow on top. And if you want more, left hand to the face and right arm coils. Oh, perfect. However you do it, 7 to 10 circles in each direction. Generally, I'm always going to model the easier one because well, I'd rather you get the basics down. I don't want the folks that are doing the basic one to feel left out. All right, so two more circles and then switch direction. All right, two more circles. And then after you've done two, you bring those elbows down towards the lower part of your sternum, the upper part of your belly, round the back, around the arms, and breathe into your back. Right, just one more breath, and then thereafter you rise on up. And one more time, we do a yoga mudra. So you interlace the fingers behind you or hold onto the chair back, and do your best to really let the shoulders go back and the heart forward. Yeah, good. And if it feels good, yeah, you can sway it out a little bit. We'll give this 5 to 6 breaths. Ah. Right, and then after your next breath, release the arms, shake them out. And then, well, there's still going to be one more yoga mudra because I want to give us that little strengthener for the shoulders now. So you'll grab your tie or anything you have at your disposal if you're doing this at home, of course. Because all we're going to do is oh, here, I'll give you one. Oh, you got one right behind you. Well, anyhow, you're going to grab the tie here. It's like we're trying to tear it apart, and you're going to lift and lower, and just keep going like that. You're just uh, pumping it up and down, so we feel a little bit of tension here in the outsides, the deltoids, as well as the triceps. Oh yeah, and I should. It doesn't matter which one you use, as long as you have something to hold on to there. Let's say 5 more sets of lift and lower. Yeah, and of course, if there are shoulder issues, please be measured about how much you do this. You might not lift the arms all the way up or at all. Right, so 2 more times, give or take. And then after that second one, well, you can release the tie. You'll hopefully feel a little signature of that. And then one last time, bring the hands behind you, interlace fingers and hold on to the chair back, and just let the heart come forward. Yeah, good. Now, just about 5 breaths before we finally get to the standing series here. Mhm. All right. So after your next breath, you release the arms. You can shake them out of it. Now, in a moment here, we're going to do the stand up, sit down exercise. Now, I just want to demonstrate this real briefly, especially since I'm doing the video today. When we stand up, ideally, we are like elevators, and elevator shafts go straight up, normally not at an angle unless you're in Vegas at that Pyramid Hotel. So, the shaft basically goes straight up like that, and you come straight down. Now, the one thing I'm trying to get you to avoid is this. Don't lead with the head. You lead with the bowling ball, eventually, God forbid, you might fall on that bowling ball net. Don't do that. Don't lead with the head. If you need to, though, you could always push into the hands. And if the knees are, an issue for you, don't feel like you have to do 7 of these. So just want to make that real clear. So start off with the knees over the ankles, roll the shoulders back, and then feel some exertion into those feet, and then you rise up with control. Beautiful. And then the same way that you came up, you slowly lower down with control. Don't bounce the plane on the runway, so to speak. And then number 2, come on up. Good. And then number 2, come back down. All right, number 3 of 7, rise up. Beautiful. And number 3, come down. Wonderful. All right, number 4, rise up. And number 4, come down. 3 more. Number 5, rise up. And number 5, come down. And then last full set, number 6, rise up. I was kidding there. One more set after this. Lower back down. And now this is the last full set. Number 7, rise up. Number 7, come down. And well, number 8 isn't really count, just come up and stay up. And now, once you've come up, of course, be near something that you could hold on to. God forbid you start to fall. You have someone to grab onto. All right. So very first thing always is posture. It's so easy to not pay attention to it. Even and I teach this stuff. I have a posterior tilt like that, and I'm going to walk like a penguin if I don't take care of it soon enough here. So have your feet about hip width apart. And then you know what? Since I'm putting this on video, I might as well have you do this. And if you have a mirror at home, you could do that too. Be sideways here to the mirror so you can check your hips. Because what we're going to do is going to start off with the shoulders rolled back. And I'm going to be this way so you can see in the video if you're doing it. One hand to the front of the hips, one hand to the back of the hips. And notice how this whole pelvic bowl could move forward and back. Now, what we want to do, and you can check yourself in the mirror here, and I'll try to stay out of the way of your focus, is make sure that you retain this lumbar arch but we're not overdoing it and we're not going up, in the opposite direction too much. So you're right in the middle ground. Yeah. Then from there, you can let that go, roll those shoulders back so you're upright, yet relaxed. Now go ahead and find yourself a focal point somewhere. It could be on the wall, the ceiling, doesn't matter. And then you're going to pour the weight to one foot, root the weight down, and lift the other leg up. And then just keep going with that perfect posture. Pour the weight, root the weight, lift the leg. And keep going at your own pace. Shift, root, and lift. Yeah, good. Now, as you keep going, I know for some of you, this is simple. If you're in the boat that this is simple already, then you can throw in little shuffles of the legs, little external rotations as such. Of course, if that's easy, you could bring in wave hands like clouds or any variation thereof. Yeah. And of course, if it's all easy, try it with the eyes closed. That's only if it's really easy. Don't do that if this is your first time. We'll give this about 4 more sets, just going from foot to foot, just to get used to balance. Please, whatever you do, don't doubt your abilities of balance, because I watched every single one of you walk in here on 2 feet. I know some of you had a cane or whatnot, but still, you still had a moment of balance in between. All right, now that's going to bring us to the official pose. So next time you get to that right foot, and I'm mirroring you, of course, you're going to drop anchor, root down. The left heel would be up against the ankle. The hand is either on the chair, the belly, or both. Or, of course, if you want to take it further, hands can go to the heart or up by the ears. And as for the foot, if you want to take that further, you can slide the foot to calf or thigh or half lotus if you know it. But be patient with yourself. One moment of imbalance is simply one moment. Don't make it mean I can't balance. Don't take that belief in. Once you believe it, it comes to be. Don't mind me, I apologize. I had to lower the radio because I realized if I try to post this to YouTube with someone else's music on it, they might take out all the sound. So, yeah. Only 2 more breaths. All right, and then come on out here, shake it out a little bit, and let's do the other side. So when you're ready to, you're going to drop anchor into the left foot, find your focal point, right heel up against the left ankle, hand on the chair, the belly, or both. And then, if this is easy, you can slide the foot up to calf or thigh. If you don't need the chair for balance, hands can come to heart or up by the ears. I'm going to give this about a half a minute. Give or take. Good. Breathing deeply, look for the way to maintain, yet relax. And don't grit the teeth if you're holding them tight. Let that mouth relax. All right, one more breath. And then come right out of it here. Shake it all out. Now, next, of course, we're going to come to the leg swinging here. So this is why you all have a block. And if you don't have a block, you can stand on whatever works really, or you can just lean to one side if you don't feel safe standing on a block. So if you stand on the block, of course, you simply step up with one leg. You let that other leg be real passive and real gently. You're swaying it out as if this leg has the weight of a piece of paper blowing in a soft wind. Real passive sway. Yeah, good. This is meant to help lengthen out that iliopsoas muscle and some of the other muscles around there in the hip. We'll give this about a minute on each side. Yeah, and even here, these are the spots to catch yourself. What is your posture like right now? Have you taken to leaning forward? Do your best to stay upright. Yeah, good. Well, it's not really a joke, but I always say I'm so grateful that my body remembers to breathe for me. Because my gosh, I forget all day long to do so many things. If I had to remember to breathe, I'd be passing out all day long. So I will never tell you to remember to breathe, but I will tell you to remember to breathe deeply at least. Let's give this another 15 to 20 seconds. Right. One more sway of the leg here, and then we're going to switch legs. So you'll step up with one foot, step up with the other, and then same thing. You're just simply swaying out that leg real passively. Uh, You wake up with that with that sciatic pain, this and as well as a few other exercises will generally help to decrease some of the suffering associated with it. It's wonderful and keep that posture up, keep the breath going deeply. Three more sways of the leg, give or take. And then after you've done that third one, step on off the block, shake out the legs a little bit here. Make sure you put the block somewhere where you're not going to trip over a guff a bit there. So, all right. So next thing we're going to do now, of course, is the hip rolls. We got to keep up these rolls, want to keep these hips moving. Oh, excuse me. So hands upon the hips, knees are soft, and just start to roll the hips around in a slow circle, like you're emulating cold caramel being poured from the jar here. And do your best to make sure it's your hips that do the movement. It's so easy for other parts of the body to try to take over here. Imagine you're hula hooping. Yeah, good. We'll give this about 5 to 6 more circles. Right after that next circle, simply switch directions. Yeah, perfect. Right. So once more, about maybe 3 to 4 more of these circles. All right, and then after the next circle or two, you come on back to center. Once you come back to center, we're going a little backwards here. We're still going to do it. I'm going to give you the goddess pose next. So if you need to hold the chair, that's fine. I'm just going to move mine out of the way here. So what we're going to do is going to bring those feet out at 45-degree angles. Now, once you have your feet wide apart and out at 45-degree angles, you slowly lower it down, going towards having your thighs parallel to the floor. Sit up straight and tall in the torso. Hands could remain on the legs, or they could come to cactus arms or prayer position. Doesn't matter which one you do. Do the one which works for you best. Anyhow, we're going to maintain for about 20 to 30 seconds. Look for the way to maintain yet relax. Don't worry too much about whatever arm position. It doesn't matter ultimately, because this is more about all down here. About 3 to 4 more breaths. Then after that next breath, rise on up. Walk those feet towards one another, and then you can shake it out a little bit if you need to. So next thing we're going to do, and I have to watch this clock closely, of course, to make sure I clean up in time for the next class. But I'm going to be your mirror here. So stand so that your right hand is on your chair, your left hand is on your lap. Yeah. Now, once you have your right hand on the chair, left hand, left hip, you're going to cross your left foot over the right foot. Bend the knees a wee bit, engage the glutes, sit up straight and tall, and then left hip goes to the left, upper body goes right. Yeah. Now, if you want more and the shoulder does not trouble you at all, you could bring the left arm up by the left ear, but make sure the bicep is close to the ear there. Yeah. And then there's other variations, 1,000,000% optional. If you don't need the chair for balance, you could hold the forearm or even the elbows and frame the head. You do what works for you. Remember, more isn't always better. We'll say 5 to 6 breaths. And then after the next breath, rise on up. Uncross the legs, shake it out. And we're going to do the other side. So once more, I'm your mirror. You're going to hold on to the chair with the left hand, and the right foot is on the right hip. Now, once more, the right foot crosses over left foot this time. You bend the knees a little bit, engage the glutes, sit up straight and tall, and then right hip to the right, upper body left. And yeah, if you did want more, right arm comes up and over. If you still want more, you can hold the forearm or elbow. Let's see what works. Give that just about a half a minute or so. Beautiful. And notice, are you gritting the teeth here? Let your jaw relax if you are. Only use the muscles which are necessary. One more breath, and then thereafter you rise up, uncross the leg, shake it out a little bit, and let's see. Well, I better get us back to seated now because our time is so limited here. So what you're gonna do is come on back down to seated. Don't mind me, I have to situate so y'all can see me if you see the video later. What we're gonna do is put the other chair in front of you. So make it so you can see me and the camera can see me here. All right. So once you have the other chair in front of you, the very first thing we're going to do before we get to all those thigh exercises is that spinal decompression and elongation. So legs apart, you start to reach forward towards the chair in front of you. And the ideal here, we just need to elongate and relax. So you lengthen out your spine. And you just relax here, getting a little, stretch hopefully from your tail to your fingertips. Yeah, good. All right. We'll give that about a half a minute or so. One more breath. And then thereafter, rise up. And then once you've risen up, since I don't want us dragging the chairs, I got to give you other ways to do this. So, doesn't matter which side you do, just walk your feet over towards one side of your chair, and then you're still going to reach over towards the chair. Now, the purpose of this is having legs one way, arms the other, which hopefully you'll feel, is to get the stretch down through those intercostal muscles, latissimus dorsi, oblique, etc., all those side muscles. Breathe into the area. We'll give that about 30 seconds, give or take. One more breath. And then you rise on up. And then, of course, we'll do the other side. So walk the feet over the other way. And then same exact thing. You're just reaching over that way now. So you get the stretch on the other side of the torso. Perfect. We'll give that about 30 seconds, give or take. Right. One more breath. And slowly rise on up, come back to center. And now we're going to utilize the yoga tie or really whatever you wind up having here. You're going to put your right foot on the chair. Just throw the tie or the rubber band, doesn't matter which one, around the foot here. And we got a few exercises to play with. The first is push, release. So with the tie wrapped around the foot, just simply extend on the inhale, bend on the exhale. And the little added bonus here is that while you're doing this, still be mindful of your posture. We'll do that just a few moments here. We're just tenderizing the area before we get into the full elaborate stretch. All right, so two more pushes and releases. Then once you've extended one more time there, well, I should say this first. Sit up straight and tall here. Ideally, if we're running a race, we want our heart to get to the finish line before the head does. So, with the heart forward, you can start to wiggle your way forward, bringing your heart towards the thigh, little bits at a time. And you might, hopefully, you'll feel the stretch there in the hamstring, perhaps in the lower back a little bit. We're going to give this just about 30 seconds, give or take. Breathe deeply, and if it feels good, you can gently rock a little from side to side. One more breath, and then you rise on up. And now we're going to do that ballerina stretch. So you're going to hold on to the tie with the right hand. We're going to take this left foot, step it all the way over to the left. Now, once you step that left foot to the left, that means that your heart now is going to be facing the left. So let's make sure it's on your right. So, yeah. All right. So ideally, we have this 90-degree angle from thigh to thigh. Be mindful of this right knee. Make sure it doesn't lock or hyperextend. Right hand holds the tie, left hand holds the chair. Your right ear is lined up with your right knee. And then we're bringing our right ear towards the right knee. So it's almost like we're trying to answer the telephone. The telephone is our right knee, and we're answering it with our right ear. Yeah. Now, of course, I remember you're leaning towards the front of the room here, so right ear to right knee. So you're not going away from it. You're going towards it. So remember, you're leaning towards this way. So not away. Yeah, it's towards it. Yeah. All right. Don't think that about 5 to 6 breaths. Yeah, good, good. Perfect. All right. Okay. So just 2 more breaths. And then after you've done 2 breaths, come on up. And then we're going to turn back towards the chair in front of us and switch hands. So left hand holds the tie, and then the right arm goes behind you, so you're looking over your right shoulder. So we just got this, just a little twist here. I might have said that backwards. I apologize. Left hand holds the tie, right arm behind you. Ah, perfect. Good. Give this about 30 seconds. One more breath. And then you come on back to center. And now, of course, we're going to do the other leg. So I'll put the left foot in the tie, drop the right foot down. And we're going to start again the same series of movements. We're going to start with a push release again. So with the left leg on the chair, extend on the inhale, bend on the exhale. Just simply push and release, push and release. Yeah, good. Just about 3 more times approximately. All right, so the next time your leg is extended, leave it extended, save for a softness in the knee, so don't lock it out. Sit up straight and tall, and little bits at a time you bring your heart towards your thigh. Yeah, and if it feels good, you could rock it out a little bit. Perfect. We'll give that about 30 seconds or so. Right, one more breath. And we're going to rise on up after that breath. And then, of course, now we do that ballerina stretch again. So left hand holds the tie, right foot takes a full step over to the right. So now for most of you in the room here, your heart's going to be facing downward. So you're holding onto the tie with the left hand, right hand holds the chair, and then left ear goes towards the left knee. And then, of course, if you want to add more, that's up to you. But remember, try to make sure your left ear is going towards the left knee. Good. Perfect. Wonderful. All right. Well, this is in its most ideal form. The purpose of this is to get a stretch on the right side of the body, in this case, up through the oblique, just in the store side, and it'll give you perhaps a little more hamstring and adductor stretch. Fine. Let's say about 5 more breaths. And even actually. Then after your next exhale, rise up, and then one more time with the twist. Step that right foot forward, and then from there, right hand holds the tie, left hand goes behind you, and you look over your left shoulder. I'll give that just about 30 seconds. And gosh, I apologize. There's so much more I want to throw in, but I haven't mastered the art of slowing down timing. If I had, I'd still be 25. Um, so we'll just give this another 4 breaths from here, and then we'll just have one more pose after this. Right. And then after the next breath, come on back to center to release the time. And I guess I'll just finish us off here with the lunge, with the chair lunge. So all you're going to do from the chair here when you're ready is you're going to take your right foot, step it over to the right. Right knee over right ankle, and start off by rolling those shoulders back and down. And then, if you're able, you could slide the left leg behind you a bit more, keeping the heart wide open. Yeah, good. So, we're going to play around with the lunge for about just under 30 seconds, and then we'll do a twist. Right, one more breath. And then after that breath, we're going to twist around to the right. So you're looking over your right shoulder. Yeah. Yeah, so the same leg which is step forward, that's the way you're looking. Perfect. One more breath. And then thereafter, you spin around back to center. And we're going to go to the other side inevitably. So lunge down the left now. Left foot steps forward, left knee over left ankle, right foot steps behind you. Roll those shoulders back, let your heart be wide open. We'll give this just about 30 seconds, give or take. Beautiful, good. And if you can, just think about this posture throughout the day of leading with your heart instead of your head to the best of your ability. Mm. Right, 2 more breaths. And then after the second breath, we're just going to twist to the left this time. So you can hold on to the back of the chair, look out over your left shoulder as we give this about 30 seconds, give or take. Take one more breath. And then you slowly release. Come on back to center. Or give yourself any final little wiggle or whatnot, because, well, after you've given yourself a little wiggle, we'll do a real brief relaxation, followed by a real brief meditation here. So let me do this. All right. So the relaxation, it's my hope just to get you to the state of not falling asleep. God forbid, I don't want you to start falling off your chair. To get so comfortable in your body, you just feel like, well, like that place you reach right before you fall asleep. So when you're ready, you're going to take 3 breaths and just, ah, sigh them out. Ah, ah. All right. So I hope you can feel the effect of that breath. That's all about calming your nervous system. Once you've taken those breaths, we're going to go briefly through the 3 blocks of the body. So notice your head, your neck, your face. Let the lips part, let the jaw relax. And then you send the message out. I am relaxing my neck, my head, my face, my neck, my head, my face are all completely relaxed. And next, you tune into the area from shoulders to waist. Let it go. Arms, hands, shoulders, back, chest, belly. And you send the message down. I am relaxing my arms, my shoulders, my back, my chest, my belly. My arms and shoulders and back and chest and belly are completely relaxed. And lastly, tuning into the area from the waist to the toes. Let it all go. Glutes, hips, pelvis, thighs, calves, feet. and you send the message down. I am relaxing my hips, my legs, my feet. My hips, legs, feet are all completely relaxed. So for the next few minutes, real short here, we're talking just about 2 minutes, if even. Let the body remain relaxed, and if the mind starts to wander, let it wander, but don't get involved. The normal analogy I give here is the mind is like a radio station playing songs you already know. You know the words, you've sung them before. But for these 2 minutes, don't sing along. Just hear the song, but don't answer, don't sing along. I'll be quiet now just for a bit. This empty space, just start to deepen up your breath, to wiggle through your fingers, wiggle through your toes a little bit. Eventually, give yourself a good morning stretching out here. And no right or wrong way to do it, just stretches feels good. And the very last part of class, as always, is a brief little meditation known as the Anapana meditation, Anapana, describing the tip of the nostrils here, more or less. So all you're going to do, just for 45 seconds, real short today, sit up straight and tall, close the eyes, tune into the tip of the nostrils, and for the next 3/4 of a minute, keep the attention upon the passing breath there. If the mind flutters away, reel it back. 45 seconds of one pointed focus to the best of your ability. This place of stillness, if you wish, you can place the hands in front of the heart. Offer yourself namaste if you wish, and may you all be content. May you all be healthy, and may you all be peaceful. And namaste to you all. Namaste. So thank you so much, everyone, for being here. Of course, if there's any questions or comments, meet me on the hall after because I got to put away all these chairs here. Leave all the chairs where they are. I'll take care of them. And then if you want to know where the video is going to be posted, I have that YouTube channel. It's No One HFRC is the name of the channel. So that's KNOWONEHFRC. That's the name of my channel. There's not just yoga on there. There's music and other silliness. But yeah, just look on the tab and see the yoga videos. So that's about it. And like I said, I do have subs over the next few weeks here. I'll be back in October for my trip. So thank you so much, and I'll see you soon. Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much. Let me turn this off here. Here we go.